beautifuls and beloveds. This is part 2 of our next video. You want to put that on your side? I know he looks at it. What the heck? Excuse me. So you have this entity that's trying to contain their hamster on the hamster wheel, because that hamster wheel going around is what's generating the income for them. Mm-hmm. And them probably doing other things that are just as hideous. I don't want to know, but unfortunately we're probably going to find out because they're digging so deep. Okay, so then what do you do as this entity watching the hamsters get rowdy? Really, they're just doing what they should do as free people. Mm-hmm. You cause other forms of harm any way you can to prevent them from escape. You know, when the hamster starts chewing on the little habit trail, whatever that thing's called, that orange cap, it was yellow or orange and it screws on, they love chewing through that. You know, it had little slats in it, so it was like an air hole too. Mm-hmm. And they'll find the way out. No, 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 my dears. They will find a way out. It doesn't matter. You could put books on top of that hamster manhole.
Won't they just go through the books?
Yes. To answer your question, we actually had a whole bunch of hamsters, and my mom was reading a V.C. Andrews book. And if anybody knows anything about V.C. Andrews, she dealt with a lot of child abuse and etc. Very similar to, you know, what happened to me, but nothing like that. That was really crazy stuff.
Yes, yes.
And that's probably why it resonated with my mom, because people who've gone through that stuff, they like it almost, because they can relate to it. But I'll have you know, those V.C. Andrew books are pretty thick. Mm-hmm. I think Seeds of Yesterday was one of them. There's Petals on the Wind, but one of them was really thick, and that was the one little hamster ate right through. Nice hole.
Wait, how big was the hole?
Well, it wasn't that big, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
It just squeezed through a little
Yeah,
hole.
maybe about that big, if I'm remembering correctly. Well, yeah, because they're, you know, they're almost like cockroaches with their, they just fit right through the smallest little places. And they have spines, but they're very flexy. Mm-hmm. So anyway, the hamster finds a way out every single time, and everything that the entity tries to do to these poor little hamsters. And then all of a sudden, we would see hamster references, like I told you about the cage, or a picture of it on, you know, one of the mailers that you get for a screener.
Yes.
So you can vote. And then there's a little hamster sitting on somebody's shoulder. And then remember how we were trying to do it for documentation? I let my blonde streak, which is white and blonde now, grow out so we can photograph it. And then all of a sudden that hamster also looks like that with, you know, red, vibrant red.
With apparently a little bit of white and blonde.
Yeah. Funny, right? And then you start seeing more references like that, because they're trying to let you know, A, we're watching and listening to you. B, we have your material and we're using it. C, we're going to try to drive you crazy by, you know, I don't see how that would drive somebody crazy.
Yeah.
Like I said, it pisses me off. So I'm very motivated to get stopped, because it's, I mean, obviously it's an invasion of my rights and privacy and so many other things, and my family, and all these other people are looking at this and seeing this happen too, and they're like, hey, that reminds me of when you let your hair, you know, I wasn't covering it up with anything. Mm-hmm. Hold on. What are they trying to do exactly?
I have no idea. They stopped putting the pedal on the gas when they passed by.
Uh-huh.
And they're still going straight. No red lights.
I've seen them run these red lights.
Well, I'm trying to say they didn't hit the brake.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, some sound test tactic.
Well, we call them the cops, because this is part of their job. A, they're not supposed to be loud. B, they're not supposed to be racing. C, it is well past any normal hour for any of this stuff to be happening. Sorry, but some people in the LAPD are going to get chewed out.
Yeah, it's been a while. They should have taken care of it.
Yeah, I'm like, come on now. I'm a taxpayer. Get real.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so anyway, how else do you control this hamster that's getting rowdy? You have any ideas?
No. Well, chew through everything?
What?
Chew through everything?
Yeah, well, yeah, we do. We chew through everything. It doesn't matter. But now let's take it a step further. So let's see, what have you done with the hamster so far? You basically tried to inflict emotional, psychological harm. You've tried to block its communication and route of escape. What other things do you think that these evil entities would do to control the hamster?
Mm.
Control their food and water.
Oh.
And you know how many times we've gotten food poisoned in the last, few months? And we've had our water tested, that both bought and just regular. Very interesting what we found. It shouldn't be in any water. Let's just put it that way. Now let's say that, and I didn't do this, but let's just say that this hamster needs to talk to somebody, like a doctor that's within the entity's funnel. Well, the hamster is trying to access an internet browser, trying to get out of it, trying all the tricks in the world, and they can't, because every time they talk on the phone or do a search, they tell this entity, under the guise of, oh, it's just marketing and advertising, so we can deliver them the ads. Now let's talk about those ads. Bookmark for me what I was talking about, that the hamster wants to talk to somebody while I talk about these ads. So, and then let's just say the hamster just does not like the color, I don't know, pick a color. Better yet, let's just put it where it should go. Let's just say the hamster was raped and this hamster was a child and it was wearing a yellow dress. I can't think of anything to, so let's just drive it home, right? Okay, then all of a sudden these ads start having redheads with yellow dresses on them. And it's not just in the internet browsers or in the email, but it's also at places they frequent, like maybe the place where they go get educated, and then all of a sudden it's like, what's going on with this, you know?
Yeah, that's how they like distribute it, kind of.
Yeah, and why at these certain places. So then the hamster's like, well, I'm not going to take this lying down. We're going to do video, photos, and we're sending it to the people that can help us. Because it makes a pattern after a while. That's like, what are they trying to do? Obviously, it's not good intentions and it's not friendly, because people have been stealing. That's not good, that's not friendly, and all of this is connected. So under the guise of advertising and marketing, these people are putting up ads, buses. Hey, didn't we just say that? Ooh. Hey, we're sitting at a bus stop. Wait, what does that say? Are you serious? Get the hell out of here. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So we take pictures, we take video. It's interesting. So then you call up these places that are sponsoring them. And you call up those places that are advertising them and say, you know, I don't know if you knew this, but that's from us. How'd you get it? Very interesting. That drilling hamster's burrow. They're smart. They're smart little guys.
Mm-hmm.
And they're cute and beautiful too, and very, very talented. So, then the hamster, getting all these brilliant ideas, like I said, what was that bookmark?
Hamster wants to speak. Or
Yeah,
something.
right. Wants to talk to somebody. So the hamster's thinking, nah, this too, no, I should be safe here. And the hamster entrusts somebody and starts talking to them. Oh, can you please sign this waiver here? You mean well, okay, I think it's okay. It doesn't seem like it's bad. And because they signed that document, they're thinking, well, they're not going to possibly share this information with the entity now, are they? It's illegal, by the way. They can't. But, since the entity isn't doing things that are up to par anyway, they're not going to do anything up to par. They have nothing to lose, especially once the hamster starts, getting their escape route and all of that. So then let's say the hamster shares some details because they want it to be a private thing and they want to get help and they want to make sure they do things right. And then all of a sudden those stories that were shared show up in the media all over the place. But they never disclose the source's name and they change it just ever so slightly. But it's your story, your experience. You're like, WTF, this too? So then right away I can't talk to that person anymore, bye, and you shut the door. But they don't just let you leave, because they won't. You actually have to forcibly shut that door. Mind you, these aren't good people trying to help you. They say they are, but they are very wicked and very evil. And they just want to use your access point that you gave them unintentionally so they can fish for information. Like when you're talking about personal stuff, it's like, who's your family? What are you doing? They set up a situation, almost like sitting around in a circle thinking that you're amongst friends that, and it's not going to be used against you in any way. You're just sharing about who you are, where you're from, and then that information is used against you. So say if somebody who's hosting that circle finds out that, let's just say, we're not, but let's just say we were, married or going steady or something like that. We're totally not. It depends if that host of that circle is integral or not. If they're not integral, they might try to divide. If they are integral, they'll know not to try to split up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Or they might want to know that, and they fish and they try to find out if there are any lawyers in the family. What do you do for a living? Because if you say, oh, my husband's an attorney, they're probably not going to mess with you because they'll know right away that you don't have to pay an attorney's fee and you slap a lawsuit on them really fast.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's a fishing opportunity to have a circle like that. Same thing with, going to doctors. Oh, how many kids did you have? How many people in your family died? What did they die from? Now let's say this hamster gets injured on the hamster wheel for any reason. They now have to go into that circle of doctors and find a doctor or find somebody to help them. Let's also say that that hamster has to have a growth removal removed. Now this entity has that hamster's DNA, and they could probably figure out what the hamster's bodily weaknesses are. Are they prone to this disease? How old are they? Are they really strong? Their genetics, you name it. You're thinking, I'm just getting, some help. Not so much. See where this is going?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so now let's put the hamster back in the hamster home. And the hamster's thinking, okay, my body's doing better now, and I'm avoiding all these people, but I'm still stuck in this frickin' hamster home, and I know that I'm being watched by, because I can see them, all these big heads and big eyes staring down at me, checking me out, trying to get me to do tricks, trying to get me to perform, trying to get me to do anything that they can use as a commodity, whether it's to entertain their friends or even to make money off of. Mind you, the hamster is just like, the hell with this. I just want to be free and do my own thing, and you guys are weird. Leave me alone. And no matter how hard the poor little hamster tries, these people just rope him back in. But unbeknownst to this entity, which is really dumb and very arrogant and haughty in spirit, they think that they can keep the hamster going on this wheel. So that old saying about the hamster wheel?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, when you're gonna get off the wheel. Guys, you're all on it. We're all on it. I cannot tell you how hard it is to break away from it, because you have this entity, and some to a greater or lesser degree, not wanting us to get off of it. Because if we do, and we know we outnumber them, and if we actually realize that, bye-bye entity. I'm not talking about overthrowing the government. I'm not talking about the government at all. I'm talking about the corporations that are screwing with us. And yes, they do have their people in the government. So before you keep blaming everybody in government, using that as the scapegoat directional way you want to put your anger and your force, you have to realize who's behind each government person. And it's going to be different for everybody. Sometimes it's the people of the United States, and sometimes it's a corporation, sometimes it's a special interest. It's something, because these people don't have any money most of the time.
Yeah. A lot of them are career politicians.
Yeah, it's
So.
scary. So anyway, so then the hamster is looked upon with disdain. Now, mind you, the hamster hasn't done anything wrong. The hamster is fighting for its life and for the right to exist the way it wants to, without having everything it does being disseminated to other people, entities, or whatever, for other people to make money off of.
Yeah.
So wouldn't that entity try and fight like, you know, like nothing else, to keep that hamster in that hamster home? Right?
Yes.
Am I being clear?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. So my message is just about complete. But can you picture this? Do you understand? Is this a better way and a kinder way and a gentler way for you to understand? So, I'm nobody's flippin' hamster. I'm nobody's mermaid. I'm my own mermaid. I'm the real mermaid. I don't do this for anybody. I'm getting the frick off of this damn flippin' hamster wheel. I don't want to work with these people. They're not professional. They're not good people. There's something wrong with these people. I am not their Scheherazade. I am definitely not their mermaid, like I just said. I'm my own mermaid. And you know what? There's that saying that evil queens were princesses that were never saved. Well, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that to these poor women? You know who's doing that, right? Think about it. I'm saving myself. Jesus Christ saved my soul from hell, and now I'm going to save myself. With a little help from a couple friends. But even if I didn't have that help, I would still do it myself. But I'm not going to be turned into a wicked queen. And I am a queen of love, beauty, hope, gentleness, firmness, power, badass. I treat everybody around me well, if they treat me well. If not, you're getting out of my place. You're getting out of my kingdom. There's just no way. I don't try to overtake somebody else's kingdom. I just want you to leave my stuff alone. And leave me alone. And leave everything that I have alone.
Indeed.
And you know what? They get a little sarcastic and said, wow, she said alone, alone, alone. Well, we can arrange that. Who's her family? You see, sarcastic SOBs, they take things to an extreme. That's just a little hypothetical example, of course. You know, they take my words and they apply it a certain way. Just watch a lot of heart-to-heart episodes and you will get the whole tongue-in-cheek thing. This is how these people are. But very real and very, 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 very wicked.
Indeed.
As we found out. So, you know, I don't care if I piss them off by doing the right thing. If they have a chance to go to heaven or hell, I will present that continuously. Not my choice, not my problem. If they want to go to hell, good riddance. If they want to go to heaven, hey, brother, sister, we're going to have a great eternity and we're going to be great friends and maybe someday we can laugh about all this horrible stuff you did to me, maybe not. I don't know how that works. But we're here on this planet, the tangible livable earth, you know, even if we can get along afterwards, I may not, depending on what you did to me, and your partner, I may never want to speak to you or see you again. And I'm like, you know, just be happy that you didn't end up in jail. Be happy that my heart was merciful enough to say, you know what, you need to give me credit for this, and you need to pay me this, and this, and this, and this, and then you need to pay me continuous royalties for this, and this. You know, there's a nice little list there. It's very reasonable.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
So, you know, you just have to be just happy that you didn't end up in jail. No. Really. So, you know, hamsters turn tables too. They eat through them. Hamsters don't take shit from people. They really don't.
Or tables, apparently. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Every hamster I ever had amazing mouths because that was their weapon. And in my case, my mouth is my weapon too. So is this. Don't come near me. How many times, and we have it on video, we gotta start showing people this stuff, where a guy is putting his hand right here on my hip. It was while we were posing for, you know those beautiful pictures, and I was in that one gown with the midriff, it's black, and the bottom half really tight and slinky, and it has a nice, beautiful, like a Morticia type round skirt at the bottom, and it has beige and all these black, oh, I'm in love with that. That was gorgeous, right? We were doing that photo shoot. It was on our anniversary, and I wanted to do something cheap and fun, remember?
Yes, I do.
And so this guy comes up here, and out of the corner of my eye, I'm thinking, wait, who's that? And at that time, I was like noticing my peripheral vision and everything is just, you know, glaucoma and that whole thing that I have, right? And I'm like, there's somebody there. Is that my husband? Because he was right behind me. And he's looking at me, and you can see me in the video. I'm like smiling, and I'm like, I'm counting to 3, and then I'm going to punch your face out. Right?
Yeah.
And you know, they were photobombing, and I'm like, I don't think so. You know, I don't know how old this person was, what, young 20s or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Right?
Or late 20s.
I don't know, something
Yeah.
I can't tell anymore. I mean, look at how old I look. I don't even look I look younger than half my age. So, oh my God, now I'm hot. So, what was I saying? Yeah. So I did. I was smiling, right? And I turned this way. I was like, 1, 2, 3. I let this person have it. And I was like, you don't do that to me. I bitched him out so hard. I was ready to pummel this man. I was wearing my red point shoes, right? Those pictures. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh no, you don't do that to me. And I was more fierce than my husband. He's being all calm. And I started yelling at him too, because I'm like, why don't you do something? You know, I don't take crap from anybody, whether I love you or not. Of course I love my husband, but it's just like, nah, you don't, especially with my history and background, you just don't go there. And I always give the person a slight benefit of the doubt. But if somebody does that to me again, I know how, right?
Yeah.
I almost want to demonstrate how fast my hands are, but I don't want to hurt your arm.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah, but you know, it's like, no, it's down, you're down. But did you think I was gonna like mess him up?
No, I thought you're scaring him a lot.
Good.
So.
They should be scared. I didn't come into his area, you know, I didn't inject myself into this person's, and I didn't go around touching him. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It was like, I don't think so. And his friends were laughing. Remember that? Mm-hmm. They were laughing their asses off. I was like, well, you know what? He deserves to be publicly shamed and humiliated after that.
Yeah.
It's just like, we're doing something here. Number 1, it was rude. Number 2, you're touching my rear end. I was like, oh no. You know, it would have been just slightly different if it was just, you know, a shoulder thing. But why even do that?
Yeah.
So you see how people start stuff with us, right?
Yep.
So that's another prime example of something that the hamster has dealt with. But the hamster is quite fierce and fighting back. So, no, I don't care if people refer to me as a hamster or not. You know what? You keep these hamster hint drops coming, and guess what's going to happen to you? Who do you think is getting all of our information that we are giving? Stupid people. Really, you have all of this money in the world and influence and power, and you think that what you're doing is intelligent for some reason. You're scared is what it is. And this is where you're fighting. Like I said in the other alliteration, anybody who's drowning is going to flail whether they can swim or not. They're going to try to save themselves, whether they're good people or bad people. They're going to do that. We have an innate instinct to fight for our own lives. We should also have an innate instinct to not kill other people. And yes, I am mad and I am pissed off that we have to actually have a federal law that states you can't kill your baby in its Latin term. You know, it's late term abortion. What are you guys thinking? I'm not trying to shame the mother who's in a bad place, but oh my gosh, how could you not know that? I'll take your baby if you don't want it. So many people.
Yeah.
Good Lord. You know, they'll fight to save their own lives, but for an innocent baby that's due in a week, they won't. But, you know, thank you, President Trump. Thank God somebody's come to their senses.
Yeah.
Because you know me, I'm pretty, you know, I can be very liberal and chill and not legalistic or something like that. But that is just no excuse to do something that wicked.
Yeah, I believe they were doing that so the doctors could harvest organs or something.
Oh, I heard that too. Jeez. Alive. Oh.
Pretty much.
Oh my God. Yeah. And that's not mental? How many of you people have grandchildren? Yes, I'm gonna go there. My God. Why? Why do that? Anyway, talking about the hamster, but so, you know, these people that are also putting this hamster in here, let's just say they get a device of some sort. It could be anything. Search the Patent and Trademark Office under the patents. Look at all of those different devices. It could be any one of those things, and quite harmful to a human being. So what if they use a device to test, you know, their field study tests on these poor little hamsters?
Wouldn't be surprised.
And they check the list off. Does it cause headaches? Did we hear them talk about headaches? Right?
Mm-hmm.
We've had a lot of weird headaches lately. I know some of it might be from the accidents, but I didn't hit my head here. Just saying.
Yeah.
Are they talking about allergies? Are they talking, you know, what are they talking about? Think with their little checklist. Maybe. Be interesting to find out, wouldn't it?
It would.
Very much so. Not to give them any ideas, of course, but, you know, just saying. And now let's say, let's say this hair, let's say not only do they try to food poison the poor hamster to see how it reacts, maybe they're testing something for somebody, but maybe they like, well, let's see if we can do something about this. You know, there's that other person over here, and we want that person to have this and not her, just because. Maybe a little bit younger, and, you know, the corporations can make a little bit more money for a little bit longer amount of time, and they already vetted that person. That person's already brainwashed and under their control and very weak-minded. So let's do something so that way they're not copying the image, right?
Yes.
Just hypothetically saying. And then let's say I use a certain shampoo or any other hair product and it's spiked to make the hair brittle. And anytime somebody's hair gets brittle, well, the normal Hollywood thing is to cut the hair off really short. I wouldn't do it. I'd just say, okay, now it's just brittle.
10 seconds.
Part 3.
Yes.
Come back.